This is the Platform Podcast with B-Bad and Brandon. That's the clap. That's the clap, Niall.
Yeah. It's very lame.
That was a very lame clap.
So far away.
Sick new audio picked that up.
Yes, exactly. So, well, I feel like we should explain why I yelled, that's the real clap, Niall.
That's the real clap.
Yeah, you and me.
Yeah.
Because you know before you clap. So, we have more audio.
Yeah, we got
It's very exciting.
It is.
This setup is very exciting.
And shout out to Blue Yeti microphones for our original. How many episodes did we do with this thing? 4.
We're in 4. This is 4.
This is 5th.
Is it?
This is we had you and me.
Yep.
Ricky.
Yep.
Polly.
Yeah. 5. Damn.
We should probably welcome back to the Platform Podcast. Number 5, as we just discovered. We are your host, Brandon Greco, and
John B. Bad.
what's your last name?
B. No, that's the middle name. Bad. Last name Bad.
So okay, cool. Nelson. And we would like to welcome our very special guest, Amie Cox. Welcome.
Hello.
Niall, can you please add in like a applause? Whoop, whoop. Can you do that?
P.S. We have an audio engineer now. No big deal.
That's the person I'm going to randomly reference and talk to. Like we're going to enter. What's that called when they go through in the movie? They go through like the third wall or whatever it is.
We're going to need to put a photo of him in the video.
We should just get to see his head.
Yeah, probably that. Anyway, Amie.
Anyways, we digress. Amie Cox.
You have 21 words. Who are you and what do you do? That's it. And I'm going to count the words as soon as you start talking. So end, buts, ifs, arms, all counted.
I feel that's unfair though because we've never told anyone else that.
Yeah,
so
they get it
welcome.
wrong.
You are the first one, and you get given all the instructions.
Hi, I'm Amie. I'm a dietitian
Ooh, good start.
and an Olympic weightlifter
Ooh,
who loves my job.
that's 16.
16 got it. Yeah.
You got 5 more if you want to use them.
No, more than 5. 16, that's 25.
Is it 25? I thought it was 21.
Oh, 21, yeah, good point. You got 5 more words.
No, that'll do.
Alright, you're done.
Tapped out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, besides that, like, you know, the 21 or 16 words you just gave, there's a lot more to that.
Just a little, but
Just a little bit.
this is a good start.
So yeah, you are a Olympic weightlifter.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been doing that for?
It'll be 5 years this year.
5 years.
Mm.
You also own a business as a dietitian called Target Nutrition.
Yeah.
And then you also own
Physique science.
which is
body composition analysis using a DEXA machine.
cool. Do you have another one? No, that's it.
No, that's it.
Okay,
It's
but you have
just
multiple clinics under Target Nutrition.
for both.
For both. And where are they based?
Brisbane and Gold Coast.
And total of 3 clinics? Did I get that right?
Yeah, I got one out in Birkdale I work at too.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, for anyone who's watching and listening, where's Birkdale?
Kind of Cleveland way, like the Redland Bay.
That's in the burbs.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, that's a bit more like chronic disease stuff that I like to keep my hand in because it's not all sports nutrition. I like
That'd be
to
super
kind of,
interesting.
Yeah, let's delve down there. So what, as a dietitian, do you actually deal with? Because for the people,
Yeah.
you are different to a nutritionist.
Yes.
Very different?
Very different.
For those listening who don't know,
What's the difference between?
yes, 'cause
Okay, so
I didn't know really till
about last week.
until Wayne's like, "What's the difference?" I'm like, ask her.
So, the difference between a nutritionist and a dietitian is dietitians are the only ones that are allowed to prescribe meal plans. So, if you see anyone else legal, they're not meant to. People do.
Yeah.
But a dietitian actually is allowed to prescribe. So, you can go to uni and still become a nutritionist. That's the first 3 years of our degree.
Yeah.
But unless you do the last year, which is all like your placements and pracs and stuff, that's the only way you can actually prescribe stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
Seems like it's good.
There's a lot of people out there prescribing things maybe they shouldn't.
Exactly right. So that's where I'm like, I get frustrated plenty.
I can 100% imagine.
Because I worked very hard for that title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have other people that just kind of come in and think or this works for me, so everyone else can. Everyone else should do it too.
So a 4-year study.
Yeah,
So
that was
3
the
years.
first. So 3 years was the nutrition. The last year was the dietetics.
Yep.
And then I've done multiple courses on top of that.
What courses?
So sports, to become a sports dietitian.
Oh, so that's a separate thing as well.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
had to go and do a certain amount of just work in the field, I guess, just in terms of private practice, and then a 4-day course at the AIS.
Yeah. And where was your placement for the sport, specifically sports?
Oh, nothing like it, that was just working. So
Oh, okay.
it doesn't actually have to be in a certain field, but you just have to be working
Yes,
for a
sweet.
certain amount of time. Yeah.
Cool. And you did the AIS in Canberra.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So how long have you been practicing as a dietitian now?
Jeez, 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I only started up Target Nutrition though 6 years ago.
Yep.
Where did it first start?
Where?
Yeah. Did you have an office or anything, or just
Worked from home.
Cool.
Yeah, or I'd drive out to people because you didn't have any money.
You
Yeah.
anyone, anywhere.
Yeah, and I was like, we spent 4 years in uni, and the last year, you got 20 weeks of placement you don't get paid for.
Yeah.
So, and I was living in Townsville, I was living in Bundaberg, Sunshine Coast for those placements. So, you kind of run out, or you're just settling.
Originally from Brisbane?
No, Toowoomba.
Toowoomba.
Yeah,
So
I
you
moved from Toowoomba to the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah.
And then I moved to the Gold Coast to live with my sister while I did my placement, just so I could leave my stuff somewhere and not have to pay rent for that 20 weeks on top of then paying for wherever I was while I was away.
Jesus.
So yeah, it was
What
cool.
sort of placement did you do?
So you do 10 weeks of clinical. So that's just working in the hospital.
Yep.
So we did like trauma, multi-trauma, which is really fun. That was actually my favourite. It sounds horrible, but it's a lot of people
I
that
think the word trauma next to anything sounds horrible, but I'm sure.
But it was all tube feed. So for me, what I love about dietetics is it's quite mathematical.
Yep.
Because it's calories. It's, for this type of placement, it was tube feeds. So they all have a tube put down their nose and into their stomach, and you have to work out how much of the feed would go down the tube to feed them, because they'd be past it. They'd be in a coma or sedated, or they couldn't eat. So you'd see 13 people in a day, and you'd just be working out, different feeds or talking to the doctors. So kind of when I came out, I really enjoyed all of that because, well, you don't have to talk to a lot of people, to be honest. It's true though. It looks like it's a lot of easy work, and it was a lot of math, and I liked it. So when I came out of uni, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to work in a hospital, but it's such hard work. At that point in time when I graduated, I think it was only about 5 people pretty much in our area would actually get a clinical job.
Yeah, wow.
Cool.
Yeah, so most people kind of were forced into private practice, and I just the first 6 months I tried, and I was like, might as well start up.
Your own thing.
Yeah, and the 6 months after I graduated, that's when I did my sports nutrition course at the AIS, and I was like, nah, screw this, I don't want to work in a hospital.
Yeah.
Because, you even dealt with people, that have diabetes. They don't want to change. They're there in the hospital because they're forced to be. Some of them had lost toes and lost limbs just because they didn't take care of themselves. And I want to work with people that care about themselves and they want to progress.
Would you find some people though that were like, okay, I'm willing to make a change, or is it just the general theme?
They say they want to, but they don't really. People, when they're that far, it takes a lot of work. When you're in a hospital, you kind of see them for a few days and then they're gone. It's almost like you don't actually really do anything for them.
Yeah.
So where sports nutrition, people come to you generally because they want to see change and they want to be better. Or they want to be a better athlete.
Committed.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, there's still people that aren't. Or they say that they are and they're not. But you've got to hire.
When I see that, she's like, I hate you.
Look, I'm not looking forward to it.
Hey, I am a gem to work on.
Oh, is he though, Johnny? Is he?
You need strict instructions. And
I
a
think
stick.
clear.
Less Coke, I
And a
feel like.
stick. So when he gets it wrong, you get to
So, just real quickly, that Coke, we did have lunch before, she got me sushi and a Coke. That Coke is because of my throat condition, and I ran out of medication for it. I haven't refilled the script yet, and if I choke, I just go straight to Coke. It's literally what they gave me in hospital. Though. So I'm like, it's like I think it's more of a mental thing now. I'm like, I'm going to keep a Coke on standby in case I choke. Anyways, we digress, as we said we would.
And so for now, sports dietitian.
Yeah, love it. I love it. And the main thing I guess that I do is making weight. It's my favourite part of all of it, is teaching people how to make weight. Because again, it's all math.
Yeah.
So it works it down to the 100 grams. There's no point weighing under. So it's fun. They're not having a great time, but I'm having a great time.
Who was the first athlete you worked with?
CrossFit, actually. Brent Fikowski's he came second at the CrossFit Games a couple of years ago.
Yeah, wow.
He's the best.
Yeah.
To be honest, though, he's the type of guy that does exactly what you want him to.
He's an athlete.
And he's 100% committed, and that's why we probably worked so well together. And he was my first client even before I graduated, actually.
So you've had him for 8 years.
Seven years. Pretty much 7.
Yeah.
I saw him yesterday. We hung out for a couple of hours because he lives in Canada now. But I met him here on the Gold Coast, which was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And he's an absolute beast.
Yeah, he is. Hardcore.
But it must be fun to do food for.
Yeah, and it's good though, because he's, I've known him since before he was amazing, or, before he went to such a high level.
Yeah.
And he hasn't changed, he's still the same guy. He's a bit smarter, but in terms of how he, portrays himself and what he does, but still, fame doesn't go to your head, which is nice.
Because you work across multitude of sports now.
Yeah.
From
CrossFit, powerlifting, Olympic lifting, triathletes I've got as well. It's just nice to kind of, with the triathlete stuff, it's not something I would go, that's the thing that I do. It's just nice for a change. Mm-hmm. It's something different. It makes me challenge myself.
Would you say you have a niche?
Yeah, CrossFit and Ollie lifting.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's where most people come. Powerlifting is now, because, these what you two. Yeah. But it's still a similar thing type thing, it's strength-based sports.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I like people feeling strong.
Yeah.
I'm very much a performance-based, dietitian.
Is that because of your background in Ollie lifting? Or do you think that has a role in how you've developed this kind of...
Yeah, I think so. I did CrossFit. That's how I kind of got into exercise. Well, I started in CrossFit, so I kind of understood how nutrition played a role in that. And then moving over to Ollie.
Did you see plenty of bad stuff? Like when people bring the food in, you go like, this is what I'm doing, Amie.
Yeah.
And you just go, what the hell?
I've actually had a conversation. I had a client on...
For those who can't see this, she's actually face palmed herself.
So her lunch was like 2 Hungry Jack's cheeseburgers meals. And that was just one. And then sometimes it would, stop it.
That's me. That was me last week. I told Paul about it.
No, but then or it'll be 3 McDonald's. So don't get me wrong. People come in, that's what they're doing. I never judge them for it, but I'm just like, okay, how are we going to make this better?
Okay, so in those scenarios, do they know that it's wrong?
Oh yeah, she did.
Okay, yeah. But
100%.
do you have people that come in and swear like they think it's amazing?
Yeah, maybe not necessarily that type of stuff. Like some people, I guess most people don't come in and that's their normal diet. They've probably gone to the extreme of, then they don't eat anything. Okay. That's where people think, or it's so funny though, people will go, oh, I'm just eating really unhealthily. And I'm like, well, what do you mean by that? Like
you have a very different...
Yeah. Different kind of, what's the word? This is frustrating me. Perception, it's very different. And it might be, I just have like a row of chocolate every few days. And I'm like, I thought you were going to say like a block of chocolate or something like that. So everyone's perception of what healthy is very different. And usually they think they're quite unhealthy even though their diet's pretty good. They're just usually not eating enough.
Yeah. What's the biggest frustration you see as a dietitian?
Low carb.
Yeah.
Carbs are evil, right?
Oh, they're horrible. Low carb in it. Look, don't get me wrong. There's people that should be. Don't get me wrong. But if you're doing some kind of high intensity sport or a strength based sport, you should not be low carb. Your body that's not its fuel source. Low carb doesn't survive off fat doing the style of training you're doing.
Do you deal much with weight loss or just your general Do you do much that sort of stuff, or is it just athletes?
To be honest, like 70% of my job is weight loss.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, it's actually nice when you get a person that doesn't want to lose weight, because they're like, oh, let's gain some muscle.
Everyone we've sent through.
That's us.
That's us.
Yes.
Road to 140.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Let's start at 120, please.
Oh yeah, the end goal.
Yeah.
You know.
And then Johnny needs to be up there. I know 150.
150.
10 more than you.
Yeah,
If I'm 140, we've decided you got to be 150.
It's very exciting. Very exciting.
I'm not against that.
Yeah,
I'm very happy with that.
I know. This was decided for me, for everyone listening.
Yeah, last weekend.
I didn't actually have a choice. Gawain said I was small, and then you called me skinny.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, here I am, putting all this weight on.
Need to gain some weight, mate.
Anyway, it's not about me.
You must keep you pretty busy down there, Target Nutrition. How many people would you see in a week down there?
I try and keep it at about 25 a week.
Yeah.
But then physique science, like I'll see 75.
And you got some people working for you down there as well?
Yeah, I've got four girls that work for me as well.
Are they all dietitians as well?
3 of them.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And do they all travel to the different locations, or?
2 of them are just based in Brisbane,
Mm-hmm.
and then 1 of them goes between Gold Coast and Brisbane.
And you travel everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, far out.
But I try and isolate my days. So I'm always here at these certain days, and I'm always on the coast.
You're a very organised person, obviously.
Obviously.
Sense of proud that I said that. And you still maintain your training schedule. How vital is that to keeping you functioning for work?
In terms of training, just getting it done. I can't handle not training. I think because it's a strength-based sport. If you don't train, you lose it.
Yeah.
And I can't handle that. I hate feeling weak. And I get very frustrated.
Because you're also like a high-level athlete.
Well, national level. No, I don't
Just
feel like
national level. You competed last year at
Yes, nationals. That was my goal. So I snatched body weight.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was what I wanted, to be honest. Because work, I had about 19 other athletes competing at nationals while I was competing.
And
as
you
well.
got to still kind of be there and work out their stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of them were making weight.
Yeah.
So for me going into nationals, like my main goal was just to make it.
Yeah.
And to snatch body weight. That's all I wanted out of the competition. But I was working 70 to 80 hour weeks in the lead up to it. So my strength decreased.
Yeah.
So I still had power, I still had speed. I didn't have the strength, so my clean and jerk dropped. The jerk wasn't the hard part, it was just the clean. It's the frustrating part. But no, I got what I wanted, so I wasn't disappointed at all.
How did your athletes go?
Really good. A lot of them first, second, most of them, to be honest, medalled, PB'd. I don't think any of them didn't, to be honest. They all did really, really well.
That's got to be super proud moment
Yeah,
as well. It's
yeah.
getting your own result that you wanted, but
Everyone
the
else.
19 other people that
Yeah,
didn't.
it was, and I love it. Like, I love the sport. I put as much into it as I possibly can.
Are you an athlete first or a business owner first?
Last year I was athlete first, but my business suffered. So
Did you make that decision to do that?
yes,
Yeah.
and like I had the goal beginning of the year. Talked to him, I sat down with my coach, and he's like, "Look, this is how we're going to program." And I cut weight, like I dropped about 7 kilos
Jesus.
for it.
Wow. 'Cause you guys have 2 hour weigh-ins. It's not like I was talking.
Oh, over time, but then my training body weight was 73 and a half, 74 kilos.
Yeah.
And then I just cut in the last 71.
Damn.
Oh, it's not too bad.
Yeah, for a 2 hour.
2 hours.
Yeah, right. It's exactly what I just said.
2 hour weight.
So what do you find? Let's talk about that for a sec, because obviously Johnny and myself, 24-hour weigh-ins are kind of what we've had the privilege of dealing with. What's the difference for you looking at someone for a 2-hour weight cut to a 24-hour weight cut?
Can't cut as hard. The weight cut, you can't dehydrate. Dehydration is the furthest, like last resort. It makes such a difference if you dehydrate too much. Like I try and only manipulate their water intake the day before because of it. Where if you've got 24 hours,
you kind of get a lot more.
Yeah, you drop a little bit more weight.
Do you have a percentage of their body weight you want them to sit around during training?
I try and keep it only about 1.5 kilos. If they're a guy, I generally can keep them a bit heavier.
Yeah.
But I test it out, to be honest.
Is this with a 2-hour weigh-in, sorry, or a 24?
2 hours.
2 hour, yeah.
Yeah.
So you run a test with them?
Yeah, I always get testing 100%.
So you can know what it takes.
Yeah, so I always find it takes almost 3 goes to get it perfect. Some people get it straight away, but I push it. So the first one always goes well because I'm always just particular.
Math is your thing.
Yeah. But then the next time I try and push it a little bit further because some people just drop it really quickly. So I'll go, okay, well, let's push the cut out so we don't start as early. Or pretty much that's the main thing. Or I'll feed them a little bit more and I'll let them sit heavier for training. And then sometimes it's just a little bit too heavy. So then I'll be like, okay, well, let's go in the middle. So I find, 3 goes makes it absolutely perfect, but some people it's easy. It's first time. And
how long out are you testing them from their meet?
To be honest, I'll use like baby comps as a testing.
Yeah.
So it's still a similar type of experience, but it doesn't matter if...
Doesn't matter if they don't make weight?
Nah.
Okay.
Well, no, they always make weight.
Oh, yeah. But
it's just more how they perform. Yeah, but to be honest, it's pretty... I probably only had maybe 2 people suffer as a result of the cut.
Out of 1 million. Yeah.
It's not too bad.
No. But don't get me wrong, there's some people that just shouldn't cut anymore.
You'll have that conversation with them as well.
Yeah, and I sit down with a coach as well.
It's not on.
And I'm just like, it's not worth it. You know, you could just go up. And I think it's actually even just an interesting thing to have. Is so many people want to cut. Like, why do you actually need to cut? Like, you kind of have people that come in, especially for Olympic lifting, they're like, oh, let's drop 3 kilos. And I'm like, well, and make weight. I'm like, well, do you actually need to? Why wouldn't you just stay in a little bit heavier, get strong, and make fat your better weight category? Why do you actually have to cut? If there's no reason for you to cut, why should you?
Why do you see people wanting to? Like, what's
just because
their
it's
reason?
like, I want to make weight. It's almost like a really cool thing to do.
Say.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, you get it a lot.
I get
It's just from new people, not the ones that have been around for long. But I think this is a thing in Ollie lifting. Most people can't. Yeah, the first year, like, people don't cut the training very hard. I don't know what it's like for you guys, but in the first year for us, you get so many people in and out because they can't handle the monotonous training, you know, or doing heavy stuff all the time.
Well,
so they'll come in, want to do something, and then it's like, oh, it's too much, and then leave.
From on the outside, I guess I came from the powerlifting background, we have, you know, it is that monotonous, but we still have a bit of variety.
Yeah, well, I do. We still have every week.
Like, yours is a very technical sport, you know, there's a lot of emphasis on that, so you are...
Snatch and clean and jerk a million times.
We'll be lucky to squat twice a week, some weeks. You know.
Well, we squat 4 times a week.
Yes. You lost me at 4 times.
I like squatting 4 times a week.
Yeah, you deloaded last week with a max equipped pull. So
exactly right.
It's not even
deloaded good. What's a training week like for you, like then? Like when you're prepping for Nats, it's 5 days a week.
Yeah, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Usually I might even do 6 sessions.
Yep.
One of them will be Paul Pegler, start training.
Shout out Paul.
Shout out Irish Jesus.
And that would be my 6th session.
Yeah.
Just as like a activation type stuff. But so 5 days, because I'm pretty technically good.
Yep.
I'm just not strong in terms of the sport.
Yep.
So like I might snatch and clean and jerk of some kind of variation, whether it was a power based or a full, twice a week.
Yep.
And then you'd be doing things like push press, snatch balance, which is my favourite movement, by the way. Does anyone
Snatch
know that?
balance.
Yeah,
I'm
so
super confused.
I squat
this is the one.
Squat.
Is that a
So
squat?
it's legit. You have it on your back. You do a little dip, and then you drop right onto the bottom of the squat as an overhead squat.
Looks badass.
It's fun. It's so much
Have
fun.
you done that yet?
I did it. Did I do it?
No, you didn't.
I snatched with the barbell.
Yes.
Did you?
Yes. Yeah, I taught him how to snatch.
Yeah.
Ah.
You did,
'Cause
what,
Johnny-
20 kilos?
I did a 20 kilo one.
Can you also please tell our audience what you've dabbled in now?
Amie has been teaching me some Ollie lifting,
Woo.
which has been mad fun. We have cleaned 80.
Yeah, and you jerked
I
70.
jerked 70. I haven't put the two together yet. They haven't married up just
We
yet.
need to do that soon, though.
100% agree.
Yeah.
And whether or not it's related or not, my bench went up. Many people will argue that it wouldn't help.
I really think.
I mean, like, it seems
I
pretty-
benched better by getting rid of a bench day and doing ollie lifting.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, to me, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, who was saying it's done? Anyway, that's the conversation.
I've read things. But
I
anyway.
mean, anything overhead.
Well, squatting has made my jerk go up,
Yeah.
so.
Obviously, there's got to be like people who can't look at the two sports and see how they wouldn't integrate.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like
It's gonna
one
be
could
something.
benefit from each other. There's
Oh,
obviously carrying
100%.
over.
Yeah.
You put that much stuff over your head, surely your shoulder stability is going to get better. Surely you're going to feel a bit
Yeah.
stronger under a bench.
I think for me, definitely the shoulder stability stuff, just all the overhead stuff, forcing me to have to hold weight over my head was
Yeah.
really good for me.
I've actually been privileged enough to watch some of these sessions, and it's difficult.
Man, it is a brain fucker.
Yeah.
But that's why I love it. But then in saying that, that's when work sucks because I'll be so just fatigued from work mentally because you talk to people all day.
That's got to be hard.
And then you got to go and think.
Yeah.
Because it's not an easy sport. You really have to think hard.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you drop something on your head.
Yeah.
Well, you know how to bail out by now, so it's not too bad. But
Because it is like more of a sport where you can't, I use this example all the time of, you're in a desert, if it falls a little bit out of the groove, usually you can recover it if you're aggressive enough and pull with enough speed. You guys get a little bit out of the groove, you're fucked.
Yeah, pretty
There are
much.
some great fails on YouTube if people want to search. But so you don't really, it doesn't have that aggressiveness that powerlifting has.
in terms of the power-based stuff, it kind of does.
You just don't get people yelling at the barbell like we do though.
I don't know. Maybe you need to come and train in my
You need to
gym.
come watch your comp, bro.
I know. I'm like, oh.
I've never been exposed to it.
I'm like, I feel like you need to come and watch one of our sessions. It's pretty intense
Johnny's?
at times.
Or yours?
At Cougars.
See, I've been lucky enough. I've watched about a young fella do some ollie lifting. I've been up and watched him compete. I need an handball somewhere.
Oh yeah, the Sunshine Coast
Mac.
one.
Yeah, Mackenzie. So that was super fun watching that, watching the juniors. And I went to the Com Games to watch that.
Did you?
Those guys are
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
These little
Yeah.
fellas, little 60 kilo.
Oh, they're like, you have some screaming. Don't get me wrong. Like my training partner, she's like screams a ton, yells at the bar. It's definitely great. I love it.
I don't think I've ever actually watched a full weightlifting comp.
Wow.
You should see how they load the bar, dude. It makes powerlifting bar loading look
Yeah, I'm
boring
like,
and
what's
slow.
this whole using like a...
What do you mean? What
They run
Yeah,
to
we
the barbell with plates because it's
Yeah.
rising bar, right?
Yeah.
And it's the faster the
Oh, so
plates
I
are on the bar.
loaded for the Com Games actually. So yeah, it was one of the best experiences ever because I got the best seat in the house.
Wow.
But I loaded for 5 of the sessions for Com Games, and the supers, hardest one of them all because the last 2, so people who were fighting literally to not come last,
Yeah.
they did changes they took all of their changes every single time. So you run up and back down the stage 6 times in a minute because they're going up 1 kilo at
Every
a
time
time.
they make a change, they have to stop the event.
Yeah.
Brando doesn't know.
No. Oh yeah. So every time, so it's like a time waster as well.
Okay.
So if they want more rest, because you only get 2 minutes between lifts, so it's not very long,
It's this rising bar.
or a minute
Man,
between.
powerlifting is like,
Yeah, it's very different. So, in saying that though, sometimes you get 20 minutes. So this was a good experience for me at Nationals, is I've never had to wait 20, 25 minutes between lifts. And to then go from something that's such a power and speed based thing, you don't lift anything for 20 minutes. It's like,
Ooh,
I'm cold.
Yeah.
But I did it. It's pretty exciting.
So explain the changes thing.
So
How many changes do you get?
you get 3. So what happens is, say if you got 66,
Yep.
you then get an automatic increase to 67. You can either accept that or you can go up. If you go up, you then got 2 more changes after that.
And when you go up, if the person in front of you is on a less weight, they go and you don't
Yeah.
go that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can do cool stuff to mess around with people.
Oh,
with you,
100%.
right?
So this is a good way to screw your competition over, is, well, it's basically what they do. My coach He's 100% does it all the time. So if you say, for example, two people are on the same weight, one of them lifts it, how do I explain this a little bit better? So say if the person has just gone, they've lifted 65 kilos, there's already a person on 66, so they get the 65 kilos, and then they've got to lift, say, 67, and the clock starts for the next person that's on 67, and then they decide to take more weight. The person that just lifted 65 minutes has 1 minute to come back out and then lift. So instead of having 2 minutes because they followed themselves, because normally you get 2 minutes if you follow yourself, they screw them over, and so they only get 1 minute to lift.
Heck, dude.
It's like...
Powerlifting used to be like this.
Yeah, way back.
I would love to see a powerlifting comp
like that.
do this.
You just imagine you having a squat within a minute. It would just be like...
Some of the best guys like back in the day, like Ed, had to follow himself.
Yeah, no.
So
that's
squat,
intense.
900,000, whatever the hell he was moving, and then have to back it up. Or pull even, because he had a big pull.
Yeah, big everything.
Yes.
And that's the hard part, you know, when some of the guys, they're doing maximum lifts, if they're lifting 180 kilos and then they've got to come back out and do 185 a minute later, it's a real test, so you kind of have to change your training up to go...
How do you train for that?
You train fast and then you train slow. So you actually legit practice going really close together. So I, like, say for example, different comp preps, the week out, usually we do a couple max outs the week or 10 days before. So I'll practice doing really short turnarounds between lifts, and then I'll practice really long ones. So I'll wait 10, 15 minutes between.
At a top end weight.
Yeah, max level. Yeah. So practice it, because like you just never know what's going to happen. So when I was at Nationals last year, I was watching everyone, like it was the same thing for every session. Everyone was around the same weights, and they were waiting 15 to 20 minutes between lifts, for the girls especially, and you could see them all come out and miss their lifts because they were waiting so long. So I was like, how am I going to go? And well, so I was like, okay.
And crushed it.
At least I know I can wait, 15, 20 minutes and still...
Did you do anything in between that time to stay warm, or you just...
Oh, yeah, we did 2 powers at 55.
Yeah.
The first time.
Damn,
between
so
the first and
you go
second.
back and go hit another one.
Yeah, it was 10 kilos less. 15 kilos less.
So I'm hitting your top squat, and then I'm going to go hit another squat before I hit my next.
I'm actually just going to come back out, hit my opener at the back. That was my last warm up on the platform.
Nah, it wasn't my opener. Still, my opener, I think, for that comp was...
It makes me sound lazy.
64.
We are lazy. That just like, I mean, that is insane.
Yeah, it's
like,
very different.
It is. Like, I mean, I have no experience in weightlifting. That's fucking phenomenal. The savagery, like, to turn around. Like, I couldn't imagine taking my opening squat and then not progressing as much as the next person, still in wraps, going, oh fuck, now we're going to hit another one.
Yeah.
Like,
it's intense.
Rivalry's got to be fun out the back. Is there a bit of that?
Oh, it depends on who it is. No one really ever talks to one another. It's very much you're in the zone. I get annoyed if people talk to me out the back.
Don't fuck with Amie.
Just go away. I'm in a competition though. Just don't talk to me. Like my coach will say something. In terms of me, all I need is how long until I'm on.
Yeah.
What's your process you run through your head?
What? In terms of what?
When you walk out to the platform, is there stuff going through your head?
No.
Or no? It's just go out and execute.
Look at a point. So before the competition starts, I go and find where I'm going to stare at. In terms of like at Nationals, there was a massive black pole. Just stare at the pole. No, just get set and go. It's the thing with snatches and like your technique's drilled in. You shouldn't be thinking. You should just be doing it, because if you overthink it on the platform,
you're gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of mental thing that you run, or like to get yourself into the zone?
I've also got my tunes on. I'm good.
What do you listen to?
Disney? What do you got?
Nah, there's a Spotify list. My pop punk powerhouse was great. It was just like
powerhouse.
Yeah, it was good to use that for the comp. It was just like
Spotify?
yeah.
I'm literally just gonna look it up right now because I don't understand what's actually on. What is it called?
So it's like Fall Out Boy, a little bit of Blink 182.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that's. I just
You
didn't
don't
know
have a one go-to song?
Nah, not anymore. I just let it.
Yeah.
What did it used to be?
I don't really have one for a long time. Nah, I haven't used one just song for a long time actually.
Did she know your song?
Your song? No.
You got to hear it last week.
I know, it was a fucking...
Yes, Sale.
She was on the phone.
Oh,
Was I?
Yeah.
When was this?
When he pulled his max.
No, I wasn't.
No, she wasn't. She
I was there.
She was right there.
Yeah.
Did you hear his song?
No.
No.
I wasn't, obviously. I was just too busy excited for this whole slap in the face. It was the first time I got to watch him slap himself in the head.
It was really fucking awesome, actually.
That's a sick session.
It was a fun session.
It was.
It was nice to actually come in and be able to watch it. Like, you hear so much about it, so it was fun.
Did you talk about this session or just specifically B-Bad hitting himself in the face?
Oh, that too. I think all of it.
All of it together.
It was just a good day.
It was.
It was a really good day.
Yes, because you presented at our training camp.
Yes, I did.
Which
Talked
was
a lot.
Which was awesome. All the feedback from that's been phenomenal, and
It's good.
a lot of feedback came back around you changing a lot of people's perception around eating for performance.
Yeah,
Because that's completely different.
really is.
And how do you view it differently to just normal day eating? Because, you know, obviously we deal with a lot of clients who are at the top end of, you know, in the sport, but then also people entering the sport who still, I guess, would have the belief of, you know, I'm just eating.
Yeah, to be honest, I still think it's the same kind of principles. You just either go a bit harder if they need it. You know, if they're lifting more, obviously their capacity is very different.
Yeah.
You know, the more weight they lift versus the lighter that they lift. It's the same principles though. It's the thing, like I use the same principles across every single person, unless obviously it's real random. But, you know, you feed more for people that need more, you feed less for people that don't need as much.
Biggest mistakes you see people make as athletes with food?
Not eating carbs. Or not eating enough. So many people do not eat enough. Like, how many people are surprised when I tell them to eat more? They're like, oh, I didn't expect you to say that.
The favourite thing I've seen from some of the clients I send to you is that very statement.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, Amie said I'm not eating enough. And then next week, I've lost 1 kilo. I said, hey, so tell me about your training. Oh, my training's been better.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think that's why I love my job too, because I'm like, well, when you actually do or eat what you need to, everything just gets better. And even their quality of life. If they're not eating enough, they're tired, they're grumpy, they're annoying, usually, you know, or they're more emotional. It's true though.
Just emotional in general.
But, you know, even the family time, you know, if they've got kids or, you know, they're with someone and they're tired and they're grumpy, what's your relationship going to be like? Because you're not eating enough. And you see it so often. And then they're just a happier person in general. It's great.
And stronger. Which is a nice little bonus, right?
So that's, I guess, that's the thing. Like, it's not all, you know, for me, it's not just performance based. It's just how is their life going? Because I know what it's like when you're not eating enough. I've done it plenty when I was younger. And it's not a fun life to live. And, you know, you ask people, you know, what's your day like? And they're like, oh, I'm just exhausted all the time. If you're exhausted all the time, what is that kind of a life to live? And then,
for yourself, how much of what you know, like, do you apply? Obviously, you apply it yourself to some degree, to hopefully whatever degree you do.
yeah.
But does it hinder you in some way, like knowing too much?
Oh, okay. So I just, there's certain foods I stay oblivious to. Do not want to know how many calories or what is in it, because then I won't eat it. So say, for example, I haven't been able to eat pizza since I was 15 because I worked out how many calories were in it.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
It's kind of peanut M&Ms. I saw it on a packet one day. It was really sad.
Best pizza maker in the world.
I did hear about this, actually. But no, can't do it. Just can't do it. There's certain things where, like, just don't want to know. Otherwise, I can't eat it.
Yeah.
Stay oblivious.
Yeah. So you kind of run that ignorance is bliss kind of thing.
100%.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Because you still want to go out and enjoy your own foods and
enjoy
nights
life.
out, etc.
Correct.
or whatever, and not just be running this staunch
And 'cause it's math.
food process.
My brain is just a never-ending little math. As you have said many times, my brain does not stop.
You try to
It's
be
going
able to
100
get
miles
lost.
an hour all the time.
Ice cream is an integral part of any diet.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Fucking
100%.
love it.
It's actually
Ice
on
cream
my-
and jelly.
It's on my meal plan, in fact.
Yeah,
Ice
it's
cream
true.
and jelly.
Ice cream and jelly.
Yeah, bro.
He loves it.
And sandwiches.
I see that fucking photo Paulie sent the group the other day of his dessert box.
Yeah, it's amazing.
No, I have not seen this.
I was like,
Is that on the meal plan?
yeah. I'm like,
That is not on his meal
I was
plan.
like, should I bring this up? Actually, fuck you, Paulie. Throwing you under the bus. It was literally just this container of like
Powder pop?
paddle. No, it was a choc coated vanilla thing.
Yes.
Then the spider stick,
Yes.
a banana bread.
Yeah, banana
What's a
bread.
And
spider stick?
I don't know.
Yeah, actually, I don't actually really know, to be honest either.
There was two things
no,
on
it was custard.
sticks.
It was something custard.
Yes, in a box.
And
Custard
just in a
delicious.
container, I'm like, okay.
Dessert is the best meal of the day.
Sorry,
Christmas
Paul.
Day, I pretty much had just cheesecake all day, so
Oh, how good's cheesecake?
it was great. It's
Like
just-
cheesecake is my weakness. Like I
Yeah.
shouldn't eat it, but you put a cheesecake.
Oh,
You're a
100%.
pavlova fan, aren't you?
All of them. I'll be very honest. I like all of them. Pavlova's good. Cheesecake also good.
You
Cake
can-
is good.
I'm a cheesecake fan.
Yeah, but do you like pavlova?
Not that much.
Yeah, no,
I would
it's-
prefer to
it's-
eat cheesecake.
Cheesecake is the shit.
You don't like pavlova?
And my
I'm
mum
not a
makes
fan.
the best cheesecake too.
Okay, Johnny's still stuck on the fact that we don't like pavlova.
Like I would, nah,
I
I
just
don't
wanna
really
eat it,
like,
like,
nah. I
no.
prefer to eat other things.
Like, give me a
Custard.
fucking cheesecake. You put a cheesecake in front of me.
What if you had both?
Fuck no.
Yeah, I would have 2 pieces of the cheesecake.
Yeah. What do you mean pieces? I'll have the whole cheesecake.
Yeah, this is true. I'm pretty sure I ate literally 2/3 of a cheesecake on Christmas Day, and I'm very proud of that.
Which
fact.
begs the question: why don't I have the other third?
Because you're too far away.
That's a very fair point.
And this must be something you bring to all your own clients when you prescribe, like having a balance to the food
Yeah,
as well, right?
definitely. And I think that's it. Like, unless the only time I'm restricted is if they have to make weight, and I tell them you actually cannot. So this is the hard part that I hate about making weight. It is so restrictive. They then go the other way post, and I'm like, as much as I don't want them to, they just end up going nuts. But that's the only time that I'm ever prescriptive to that degree.
How much do you see and deal with people with a restrictive diet background that come in with food problems? They'll have
I'm
developed.
pretty sure most people have one
Yeah.
to some degree.
Yeah.
They come in and they'll say certain things, and I'm like, disordered eating pattern right there, distorted way of thinking. It's everywhere. I feel like you can't go very far these days without someone having some kind of issue or being afraid of food.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many people are afraid of carbs because they've heard that they're horrible. They're not. You just need to learn how to portion size them and control them. You know, or people are afraid of fat, same thing. So you get it pretty often.
And where do you think that comes from? Is it because there's too much bad? Oh, what's the word? I think there's shit information. That's not fucking obvious. But it's
Yeah.
like,
I think it's
do you
just
think
an
it's more
online
prevalent
thing.
now? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Online, you see
Everyone
so
has their
many
fucking
things,
say.
yeah,
This
like-
worked for me, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
they're like, oh my god.
But this, or you know, or even just people talking to one another in a workspace. How many people I get that go, oh, but you eat so much in a day. Like, I don't think you should be eating that much. Like, I used to get that when I was working in the hospital. Like, I can't believe how much you eat. And I'm like, yeah, but I train for 3 hours a day. I'm gonna eat food. Can I eat? Well, you know, none of them trained. None of them really did that much. But you get that so often in a workplace. People just make comment. You go everywhere. Someone has to make a comment about either how you look or what you're eating. You know, it's very, very common. And some people just don't want to hear it. Or I think as well.
Hang on to that and then.
And then it's almost then too, as if they hear it and then they don't say it again that soon often, they'll go, oh, maybe I'm not looking
It
as good
just
anymore.
creates its own belief.
Yeah, you know, so, or they'll be like, oh, cool, I'm looking really good. People are saying, making all these comments, and then they slack off because then they've gotten all these comments and then they go backwards because they start becoming more comfortable. So it's just, it goes multiple different ways.
It's not just writing food on paper when they come visit you. You gotta do some psychological.
Oh man, this last week.
It's just not
psychology.
calories, proteins, and fats.
Nah, my job, I'm a counsellor as well. It's
Yeah.
100%. Which is, it's hard because, you know, that's not my background. At uni, we got one semester worth of psychology, based information. I'm like, we need a whole freaking degree.
Yeah.
So it's intense.
You come across a few people, you'd say, well, that's a bit much.
Yeah, I refer, like I had one this week. I've been working with her though for 3 years. She's heaps better than what she was, but even though she now, she used to weigh 46 kilos, now she weighs about 52, 53, looks real healthy, but she doesn't see that. She doesn't see that she looks great. All she sees is just like, I'll just poke and prod myself every day to go, I've got a little bit more body fat here than what I did there. At least she's open about it to now.
She's aware of it.
Yeah, but she doesn't realise what healthy looks like.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, when you were 46 kilos, you did not look healthy. You're just bones and a bit of skin on you. So it's really hard, like, that's the point where you're like, no, you need to go and see someone. You're a lot better, but are you actually moving forward? It's intense.
Yeah.
Do you have a way of not taking that on? Like, I think it's very easy for even us as coaches to kind of like, people come in, talk about problems, and you almost take it on a little bit. Like, it can become exhausting.
Oh, I don't know. It's not my problem that I'm like, I need to, it'll just be more so I just think about it, okay, I just need to make sure I contact them sooner.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't feel like I take it on, it's just the fact that it's tiring. Like, it's not like it's affecting me, it's just fatiguing. It's just more an effect, I think, for training more than anything else, as we have seen today. Did not score very well.
I'm with you, so it's okay.
But hit a PB last week, 145. So.
Yes, so you're currently in the process of switching coaches.
Yes, I'm swapping over to powerlifting for a little while, just to make my life a bit easier. Sleep a little bit more.
Learn some new things, do some new stuff.
Get a bit stronger.
Yeah, it's going to be
very
fun.
Exciting.
And so, have you looked her in for a comp?
No, but we need to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get her in some sort of novice style comp somewhere. 100%.
I love it.
Which would be cool.
Yeah.
We got to do a couple little technical changes. Teach some low bar.
He taught me today.
Yeah, which is super exciting.
Look at you growing up.
I know, going from this high bar to low bar stuff.
Yeah, and it looked good.
After you telling me a million different things.
But learns fast. You can see from the technical side of weightlifting, you only need to say it a few times before Amie understood what was going on.
She's an athlete.
Don't know about that, but
100%.
We've spoken about this so many times. We're strength enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, you're probably actually a lot more athletic than I am.
I'm very enthusiastic.
That's one way to describe you.
You are definitely. I think that's what I love about coming and training though with you especially, because it's just you can't not be happy when you're around Johnny. It's just.
I wish everyone, like listening or watching this once we're up on YouTube, could have seen his face with all this new audio gear.
Oh yeah.
It looked like he had just pulled a fucking PB.
It's true.
I'm very excited for the new audio gear.
It's very exciting.
It's very good.
It is. Like, shout out to Niall.
Shout
out to Niall.
I had to go up here. I was like, what is all of this? I thought I was just expecting a little
He literally said, he's like, oh, come do your audio. He's an audio engineer, by the way. And
it's very...
He's just like, I'll bring my gear. I'm like, oh, he'll probably just set up in the corner with a laptop and a better microphone than ours. And next minute, he's got a full fucking NASA set up outside. And we've got this awesome microphone that I feel like I'm recording the next hit.
It's very exciting.
The urge to sing into the scene is fucking phenomenal. I have a terrible voice for my
Off topic, I would just like to say, I was in the choir.
Whoa!
Stop it!
No!
So, yeah.
I was too though, so,
Really?
You did sing The Lion King.
That's a beautiful voice back then. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you still would now.
Maybe. Yeah. We can do that another day, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe you should just have a session between the two of you.
Karaoke session.
Actually, just still digressing, because that's what we're really good at. This
really good.
This is the first episode where we'll have Jason do our intro with his
beatboxing thing.
100%. You would have already heard that now.
Yeah, you would have heard this probably nearly 40 minutes ago.
We've been talking for that long already.
I don't really know. We ramble. But shout out to Jason. This kid is talented.
Oh man, give him a follow.
Yeah, shout him out. Give him a follow. Jason.Gribatis. don't ask me how to spell it, on Instagram, or find them through our Facebooks and Instagrams. Yeah. But this kid is talented, and he competes in February in a big boxing competition up the sunny coast.
Yeah.
Mate, thank you so much. Anyways, back to the podcast. So
I got one thing I'd love to know about, because I love Netflix. And there's a lot of documentaries I think have trended over the last few years.
Oh, we're going to go down the Game Changers movie.
Well, not even, because there's so many of them. But we don't have to pick a certain one.
I haven't even watched it because it angers me that much.
Yeah. I don't want to pick a certain one, but do you find like keto documentary, for everyone comes sees you, I need to do keto sort of documentary?
There's definitely phases. So maybe 2 years ago we had a keto intermittent phase, like intermittent fasting phase at the same time.
Yeah.
So they cross over?
No, but they just decided to do an intermittent fasting, but when they did eat, it was only keto based, which killed me, because I'm like, but you're doing CrossFit, mate. No.
Why is keto so big in CrossFit?
Because of CrossFit itself. So they started with the whole paleo, don't eat any carbs at all, which they all then crash and burn, lose a hell of a lot of weight. Like, they lose heaps of weight, but then they get sick, and then they injure themselves even more so because they're not eating enough. And
sorry, so when you say CrossFit, do you mean like
CrossFit brand?
Okay.
Yeah,
so not
the brand.
Like a community. Okay, that's
well, yeah, no, it's all of that into, because they just don't want to do any carbs. Yeah. And then they've brought out a whole new thing in the last 2 years of doing keto-based stuff and fasting, and they've been pushing along that. And so then there was a massive trend, like one of the big top guys posted about more of a intermittent fasting, low carb diet, and then everyone went on that little rampage.
Do you find yourself just headbanging?
Yeah, like I remember one day I think I just had 6 people that were all doing the same kind of diet, and I was just like, this is a facepalm moment here.
It's gotta be frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just because it's a fad, and like you get waves of it, and it'll have, obviously right now it's the vegan phase going through, but before that, it was the keto base and then the fasting. And like, don't get me wrong, there's still purposes for them. It's not like I tell people not to do it, but then there's still some times where I'm like, but it's not helping you. Like, it's going to make you worse.
Everything you kind of prescribe is for a specific reason.
Yeah.
And if it is more keto based, but
don't get me wrong, I've got clients that are on keto, 100%. Some of them, they have autism, or they have epilepsy. You should 100% be doing a keto based diet. I've got some people with gut issues that I get to fast because it just gives them their bowel rest.
Yeah.
So there's definitely purposes for certain things. So they might fast 1 day a week or 2 days a week just to put them in a deficit, because that's the main aim, is it's just putting them in a calorie deficit. So there's purposes for them, but it doesn't mean it's what everyone should be doing.
So maybe don't watch a documentary and then base your decision on choosing that meal
strategy. And I think as well,
based on the doco.
When people watch a documentary, they just kind of see it for what it is. They don't really look at the evidence behind it. Like, where have they actually pulled this evidence from? Number 2, who's actually funding the documentary? Because usually it's someone that's
got a vested interest.
100%.
And is there evidence that suggests opposite as well?
Yeah, which 95% of the time does.
Yeah.
Like, I think Game Changers, they did a study behind to see actually what was true. It was about 47% of the documentary was actually true of what they've said.
Yeah. I watched it. Did you watch it?
I watched most of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's, just see what everyone's on about.
Yeah, because, that's like a lot of people, like, it's very convincing.
And I train some vegetarians and vegans, and I'm absolutely behind them, because they've made their choice ethically. Like,
and that's it. Like,
and I love that. But.
And that's it though, like it comes from, where are they actually basing that decision from? Yeah, sure, 100%. If ethically you don't want to, great, that's your decision, and I'll help you do whatever. But if people are going, oh, I'm going to recover better by being vegan, you're not. You're really not. And I've got clients that have swapped back from vegan to meat just to recover and actually gain more lean mass. Because, even lose body fat, it's so hard to lose body fat being vegan, vegetarian. You lose muscle, Definitely got a lot of people that'll lose muscle. I've had this conversation too, actually.
I may have a person. Shout out for listening.
Can you name drop? No, can you please? Because I'm going to shovel for fucking throwing Polly under the bus before.
But yeah, so it's very hard because vegan-based products or, that are or vegetarian alternatives, they've got a lot of fat in them, they've got a lot of carbs in them, and they don't generally actually have a lot of protein. So it's very hard unless they're just going to be drinking protein shakes all day. It's very hard to get the right balance. So yeah, to be honest, being a vegetarian, vegan, and trying to lose body fat is quite hard unless you've been eating excess amount of food.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
Or eating a lot of McDonald's or just eating shit choices.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm ever going, you can't do it, but I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
I've had a few people, especially again because of the documentary, that have come in and, I'm like, okay, go get blood tests. If you want to do this, you got to get blood tests often because you're more likely to be iron deficient, zinc deficient, vitamin B12 deficient. So there's just so many disadvantages, I find. Like, don't get me wrong, people eat way too much meat in general, and I 100% am behind that. The average person eats probably double to triple the amount of meat that they should be. So I'm like, okay, well, let's rein it back and actually do what you should be. And I think that's it. Like, no one's interested in finding the middle ground.
Yeah.
They're all interested in extremes.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, but extremes are going to help you. Let's be honest, all or nothing is never really a good thing.
No. Well, sometimes it's good.
Well, for deadlifts. But in terms of food.
Yes. I follow my meal plan.
It's true.
Because there's
sandwiches.
so many sandwiches on it.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing that I love about the meal plan you put together, it's specific to me. You've got the foods I enjoy on there.
Yeah.
I love sandwiches. There's sandwiches on there.
But that's it. Like, if you give a person something that they don't actually want to eat, like if someone told me to eat tuna all day, I'd be like, well, no, I'm not eating tuna. Ew, I hate it's cat food.
Get that out of me.
Yeah. So why would I feed someone something that they don't actually enjoy? Because they're not going to do it, and then they're wasting my time and they're wasting their own time and their money. I'm not for that.
Love to see a documentary about food on you and the sandwich.
I want to correct that statement. It's a lifestyle. It's a sandwich lifestyle.
I literally had a client come to me and go,
this was the best.
I'm doing Johnny's sandwich diet. I'm like, what do you mean? And he was like, I have sandwiches for every meal. I'm like, Johnny doesn't eat sandwiches every meal. He's like, yes he does. I'm like,
no.
I know Johnny.
He definitely does that.
He doesn't eat sandwiches not every meal.
I would not let him eat that many sandwiches.
I know, but like this client was like, no. Every time Johnny posts, it's a sandwich. I'm like, he posts maybe every time he just eats a sandwich.
Yeah.
Maybe I eat other foods.
No.
I'm pretty sure you do. I want to hope that you do.
Yeah, you've got veggies.
But shout out to that person too.
Yeah, because we know who that is, 100%.
I love it. Oh.
Don't believe everything that's on Instagram.
That's
exactly right.
It's the best though. I do love it, and I do love a good sandwich.
100.
No, toasty. I'm sorry, I'm a toasty
You
fan.
got to toast it.
It's got to be toasted.
Yeah.
I can't just eat a sandwich. I hate sandwiches, but I love toasties.
It's still a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a toasted sandwich.
Yeah,
you like offended him then?
No, but I can't just eat like bread. I hate it.
I like to toast my sandwich.
I think
you would also eat just a freshly made sandwich.
Oh yes, I will also eat that.
But
yeah.
What do you mean you can't eat?
I just don't enjoy it. Like I don't like bread like that. I prefer to eat it toasted.
I
like the crunch. It's a texture. Yeah. But I love toasted sandwiches. Like I could live off toasted sandwiches. Pretty sure the other day, I had 2 in a day because that was just the best food. Whatever day I saw you was Thursday. It was a good day. 2 toasties.
That is a good day.
It is a good day.
How many sandwiches is your biggest day?
I think I've got 2 to 4, depending.
Okay, but outside of the diet, how many sandwiches?
No, I don't get past that. I get 2 to 4.
So for everyone listening, it's 2 to 4. It's 2 to 4. It's
It's not 10.
That was.
But let me just say, meal prepping sandwiches is super easy.
Yeah.
It really is.
It really is. It really is.
It makes it super easy.
So what's on the cards for you this year? Where's Target Nutrition going? Where's your training going?
Training, got to squat double body weight and pull double body weight.
Fuck
That's
yes, we
a
are.
beautiful thing to hear.
And we do a little benching too, yeah?
Yeah, I guess.
It's part of it.
It's very hard. You know, I only realised, last month that you don't use your pecs to bench.
We do.
Yeah, but not like it's just your pecs.
She learned about using her back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And her
learned.
legs.
Yeah. Do you know how hard that is?
You do things where you put things over your head. In like, you go into triple extension. and
Yeah, that's easy.
You get to lay down and bench.
That's very hard.
Well, okay. We'll
I'm just so surprised. I just didn't think it would be that hard.
You just push it.
Yeah.
you
With
just
a
lay
lot of
down.
other things behind it.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I have to use my back. What is this?
Oh, that's hilarious.
It was really hard.
Well, at least you're honest.
Yeah. Well,
And, and what about Target? What are you doing with that this year?
Mate, just riding the waves. It's hard work. It's good, but it's just keep on doing what I'm doing. Got a few trips though. I'm gonna go to America for the CrossFit Games.
You're going to go for the games?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That is sick.
because Brent's already qualified, which was cool.
Sick.
And I've got 3 clients that are qualified so
Really?
far. Yeah.
From where?
2 of them are from Vanuatu.
Wow.
Do you work much with international people?
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
an international dietitian.
Yes. And
You're
then,
all right.
yeah, and I'm going to Vanuatu for work too, actually.
Sick.
I've
That's
got
next
that's 2 weeks, or a week and a half. Heading over there to do a seminar. Apparently there's going to be like 75 to 100 people there for the presentation. I was
Cool.
like, I've never presented in front of this many people before. Maybe 50, but not this many. My sister rang me yesterday and I was like, I'm nervous now. I actually have to be very switched on for
What
this.
about the downtime? Do you have any of that?
This is where I just go overseas. I can't actually stop unless I'm out of the country.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at it.
So on these sort of work trips,
I then
you
stop
throw
at the
some
same
other
time.
stuff in,
Yeah, so what I'm planning for America is I'll go over and work to start with, and then on my way back I'll stop in San Diego for a few days and just chill out. I did that last year as well.
And
Stopped
just
in
shut down the
Chicago.
world.
Yeah, don't turn my phone on because that's the thing is my phone doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Like never stops. So as long as I have no service. Well, again, it's like oblivion. No idea what's going on unless I check my phone. So I don't check my phone.
That's going to be cool then.
And then, what else is there? A
And
few other
hobbies
work trips.
outside of...
Oh, scuba diving. We're going diving in a couple weeks. Pretty
we are.
keen. Yeah.
She didn't invite me, but apparently you need like a scuba diver ticket.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I was like, yeah, I'm keen. She's like, do you have your ticket? I'm like, no.
I was
You've got
like,
time to get one. Like,
Yeah.
actually, no, you
What do you
don't, but you can
just-
get one.
yeah,
What do you do?
so-
You can do an online course now, and then you do the.
And then you just go and do
You do the
the.
practical. So it's like,
Ah,
I
I
think
didn't
it's
know
2 days
that.
of practical now, and that's
Oh,
it.
well, actually, that must have been what I did then. Because I did mine online to
Yeah,
start with
yeah.
before I got there, and
Yeah,
then we
you
went.
can do that. You
Yeah.
can do that, and then come diving.
Yeah, because you've got lots of time to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like I
say.
say, look at his face; he's getting anxious.
I was
just
literally
thinking
trying to
about
think
it.
about it. I'm like, nope,
Nope.
not at all.
Very keen for that. And then, to be honest, that's about it.
That's
Scuba
good.
diving, work, train. Training is my outside of working thing.
That's your downtime too.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick.
I admire that how you can like switch out from that and go into training, use it as your downtime. Like I kind of get
Sometimes.
sometimes.
As long as I don't look at my phone. So this is a big thing for me that I probably did last year, especially in the lead up for nationals. I would not touch my phone until I got outside of the important movements. So I would do my snatch, my clean and jerk, and not look at my phone until the back end of my session. Because for me, like I'll get a message and I'll be like,
But you start thinking about it even if you don't
yeah. So I just don't because I just get frustrated, or I'll be like, oh, I need to do this, and because my brain does not stop.
Yeah.
So I'll be thinking about it. Really doesn't. I'll be thinking about multiple different things. So I just turn it off, or I leave it in my bag, or I'll pull it out if I need to film stuff. But I just don't touch it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Just
put mine on airplane mode.
yeah.
Yeah. That's my trick. So I got the same problem. You have the same problem.
Yeah, no, I'm
I've turned
terrible
on
at it.
exactly what Amie does.
I also like I'll go on YouTube and then listen to like those videos things like Stand FD's video?
It's no longer on there, by the way. Just I forgot to tell you that.
What do you mean?
That's not there anymore.
Rhino Passion.
It's gone.
What are you
that whole
talking
channel,
about?
That whole channel is gone.
No,
JD's Sky or what? JD something or other, whoever he is.
have you told Nick Cowan? He's actually on.
Yeah, I completely forgot. That's probably why I missed
Rhino Passion.
300 last week.
No.
It's there now.
No, it's not.
No, see, gone. That whole page is gone.
I have no
Major.
idea who you're talking about, but okay.
I'll send you some. You're gonna have to watch some things.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, not anymore because you can't actually watch that.
Oh my God.
Okay, so for anyone listening and was ever in the vicinity of me and Johnny training would have heard Rhino Passion from YouTube. It's like a highlight reel of one of the best fucking powerlifters and bodybuilders, Stan Efferdine. And it was dope.
It was epic. All of his best lifts put in together with an epic soundtrack over the top.
Yeah, that song.
Which was just-
We still at the song, which thankfully I know what that is. And
Excellent.
but that's really fucking sad.
Yeah, dude. I was trying to find it for my pool last week, and because in part of my process, I listen to that when I drive here, and I went to find it on my way here to cue it to play it when I get to the train station. Before I get here, and it wasn't there.
It's very sad.
It is. Like, I really.
I have no idea why I would be sad. I'm just going to be sad for you.
It'd be
both,
like you
because
trying to
seem
look
so
up
disappointed.
your punk playlist
and
and
not being
it's
there?
disappeared and it's gone.
I'm actually. This was not a good time to bring it up. I'm not coming back from this. Like this.
We need to find the guy, and he needs to send us that thing.
We should have fucking screen recorded. Like, can't make weight. Fucking, you hear that?
Ready today?
Yeah, you look a little hydrated. You hear that in this gym? It's fucking game on. Anywho, we digress.
So disappointed. Just.
Oh, you haven't. No.
I'm sorry, bro.
How many times have we listened to this in this training?
Heaps.
Nick Cowan.
Oh yeah.
You know Nick
Yeah.
Cowan.
Yeah.
Poor guy's gonna be devastated because he would listen to this on repeat, just constantly at a comp, which is this is just.
Yeah.
Whew, okay, well, for the Perform podcast, this will be our last podcast. I'm just kidding. Anyways, so before we tie things up, we have 10 random questions. Now,
Delightful.
these are the questions that Johnny.
They're big questions.
The what?
They're big questions.
They are big questions. You're gonna question life. You're gonna question your purpose, your understanding of who you are as an individual.
Absolutely. And you've got to answer quickly.
You gotta answer quickly. First thing that comes to your head. We're getting better at like asking this stuff. And
There's a lot more build up. now.
Sounds a lot better than what I heard last time. So you're doing well.
Well, this is 5. You're at 2. So
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
proud.
here we
Favorite
go.
colour. Favorite colour.
Oh, blue.
Everyone says that. Everyone
Because it's the best colour.
It
Are
is.
you from Queensland?
No.
Makes sense. Favorite movie?
Dumb and Dumberer.
Ooh, like the original.
No, Dumb and Dumber. is the second one.
Dumberer, the second one.
Second one.
Oh,
Mate, I can repeat all of the words.
Well
off the top of my
played.
heart.
okay.
If you get a dinner with anyone, who would it be?
Lydia Valentine. Weightlifter. I love
Okay, thank you.
weightlifter.
That's sick.
76 kilo. My idol.
Spirit animal? What is your spirit animal?
Dead silence.
It's dead silence. I don't even freaking know. Can I just say Bambi because that's what I get called?
Yeah, you can be
Fuck, that
Bambi.
is the best thing to describe you.
Favorite food?
Peanut butter.
There's a jar under there.
I saw it. I'm very excited.
Would you rather look like a potato or feel like a potato?
Look like a potato?
Favorite superhero?
I don't really know.
But like,
The Hulk.
The Hulk. Okay.
Let's be honest.
Do you believe in Santa?
No. It's
Oh.
very sad.
Do you cry in the movies?
No.
and what? Never.
No. I'm not really that much until last year. I never cried.
What? Sorry. You don't cry in movies?
No.
What about when she doesn't like dogs? Since when the dog dies.
No, you can't. Man, she's gonna like. Well, you tell people in this day and age that someone doesn't like dogs, you'll hate it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It's literally savage because like I like dogs, I don't love them.
Yeah.
I look like what fucking
Less than a person.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, 10 questions.
And if there's one thing you do that would make you famous, what would it be? That's not food and old weightlifting. It can be very random.
Great. Can I be an astronaut?
Yeah.
That'd be fucking cool.
That'd be really cool.
You could be an astronaut.
That'd be really fun. Can I go to the moon?
Yes.
That'd make me famous though.
I don't know if we have the authority to give you that, but sure.
I'm yes.
It'd be fun though.
Yes.
You're the fucking.
We can organise it.
Yeah.
100%.
Just pretend. Just so we can make our little rocket ship out the front here.
I'll probably might know some people.
Johnny has a guy for everything. Literally has a guy for everything.
Oh, I pretty much, yeah. I feel like every time
No, but like the most
something,
red. Oh, it was one thing I asked you last year, and I can't even remember what, but it was so fucking random. And he just goes, "I've got a guy for that." I'm like, "What? Who has a guy for that?" It was something. It's gonna come to me, and if it doesn't come to me, I'll put it in the show notes. Anyways,
Is there more questions?
That's it. You did it.
oh, you nailed it.
Did I though? Did I?
I'm happy.
Well, firstly, thank you for coming on the show, especially like you haven't been well, you've been a bit sick.
This is my point. My losing my voice is the point of being I've worked too much. This is my sign.
And you're going to do anything about it, or you're just going to continue working?
No, I'm just going to keep on working. Let's be honest.
We'll let the audience decide if that's healthy.
But yeah, Vanuatu coming in.
It's true.
Push through to that.
Yeah, it's 10 days.
Easy.
Not even, 9.
Sweet.
Where do we find you? Where's the social?
Okay.
Let's plug the.
Let's
the
do
thing.
work ones, target nutrition,
Absolutely.
physique science,
On
at
Instagram?
obviously. Yes, on Instagram. And then my personal one is at Amie_dietitian. And it's AMIE, people. AMIE is how you spell my name.
That's
Spell
more
my
of
name
a
wrong.
reference to me. Everyone, I accidentally put a Y once.
And I was very upset.
I
I'm like, seriously, we've known each other, what, 6 weeks now? You should know by now.
Way longer.
Even I can spell it.
8?
Way longer.
Really?
Yeah.
Even I spell it right, so.
Yeah, and you're not good at English.
Nope. Oh.
Yes, I'll put all that in the show notes for people to find you. I'll chuck up your website as well, so if they do want to get in contact, if they have any questions, they can just shoot you through.
What do you want a DEXA? Does anyone even know what that is?
Oh, what is DEXA, please?
Please, please.
No, we're asking you.
Yeah,
to
no,
please
we're asking
explain. Do you know who you're looking?
I don't know. So body composition analysis. So it's an X-ray, basically. And it tells you how much muscle you have, how much body fat, and how dense your bones are. But what I think is great for strength-based sports, look at your face.
I know.
Just so excited. I think what I love about it from a strength perspective is it tells you whether you've got more muscle on one side of your body to the other.
Well, yeah, that's very handy information considering we just discovered one of my guys that they have a kilo extra muscle mass on
one leg. Yeah. So,
It's a strong leg.
yeah, and the further apart they are, the more susceptible you are to injury. So it's cool to see.
Pretty cool.
So that's what I love about it.
Alright. We'll chuck it all up in the show notes, and if you guys have any
Nerding out on
questions.
data.
What?
I can nerd out on all the data.
Yeah, we'll just send you everyone to get desk because then Amy's just there in a happy place reading through all this.
It's true though. I love it. That's why I have one. Data. Such a nerd.
Couldn't tell. Anyways, thank you very much for coming on board. We will most likely get you back on. Most likely, depending how many ratings you get from this podcast, we're gonna
Definitely a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, we will have her back.
Yeah, that's fine. It was a joke.
This is silly.
Anyways, thank you very much. Thanks for giving up
Thanks,
your
guys.
time. We will chat soon, definitely, and all the best for Vanuatu.
Thanks.